All right, so I was out for a walk the other day and I was in deep thought. And I kid you not, these are the things that I think about when I'm in deep thought. I was thinking about why is Oregon so good at recruiting? When you look at 24/7 Sports composite recruiting rankings for the class of 2023, Oregon is ranked ninth. And then you fast forward to 2024, they're ranked fifth. That's astronomical. That's up there in the class with your Georgias, your Ohio States, your Texases. It's remarkable. The targets they've been able to land, the prospects, the recruits they've been able to land. They landed four-star quarterback Marcus Van Buren, four-star safety Aaron Flowers, four-star wide receiver Jordan Anderson. These are amazing recruits. 4 stars. Cream of the crop. And it's also important to note that Oregon isn't planning on joining another conference in these years to come. There's some speculation about them potentially joining the Big Ten, but nothing's been confirmed. As of right now, they're still very much a Pac-12 team, and they'll be in that conference for at least the foreseeable future. So it brings me to the burning question. How does a team nestled in the Pacific Northwest manage to land, all the way up in the Pacific Northwest, manage to land these amazing, top-notch recruits? How are they so good at recruiting? Well, number one, it comes down to their facilities. It all starts with that first impression. When it comes to people, recruits, a job, an interview, whatever. That first impression is so crucial, so integral, and Oregon has that down. And it's the attention to detail in this facility, from the weight room, to the meeting rooms, to the dining hall, to the elevators. Look at the amount of detail it's in the elevators, from the little buttons with the O in the middle of it. And you walk into this facility, you feel like you're walking into the Microsoft headquarters. Like, I'm expecting to see Bill Gates come walking down the staircase and Pitbull playing over in the corner. The place is immaculate. And that leaves a lasting impression on players, your top-notch recruits, because they are evaluating colleges at that level, the 4 and 5 star level. They're evaluating their potential colleges as much as those potential colleges are evaluating them. And every detail matters, and Oregon has every detail nailed down to a T in their facilities. That attracts recruits. Number two, they have a remarkable recruiting staff. The people that work for you are so important. Very detail-oriented, know how to conduct thorough research, know how to compile a list of the best prospects for Oregon to go after. They have an amazing staff behind that, and it shows in their results. It's also important to note that Dan Lanning is now their head coach. Another example of how the people that work for you, it matters. Look at the Giants before Brian Daboll and the Giants after Brian Daboll, with Brian Daboll as their head coach. They're a new team. It's like they've been transformed. That leadership, it's transformed them. New blood in the building, a new individual with new leadership, new perspective in the building. And it makes sense. Where was Brian Daboll before? Buffalo. He was one of the main integral people that helped to develop Josh Allen. He's now here coaching the Giants, who were dismal before, to playoff runs, to the divisional. I mean, it's like unprecedented. Look at Dan Lanning. Where was he before? Georgia. It's not a coincidence that Georgia was up near the top of the ranks for recruiting every year. Yes, they have an amazing program. Yes, Kirby Smart, phenomenal head coach, but it's all the people below him as well, like Dan Lanning when he was in Georgia. Being able to sway and persuade those recruits to come to Georgia. He's taken what he's learned at Georgia and has translated that to Oregon, and it's showing in their results. Number 5 already for the class of 2024, those 24/7 Sports composite rankings. You also, when it comes to recruits, you also have to consider, what has this school done? Who has this school groomed? What is proof of success of this program's development? Who has it developed? Well, I'll tell you who Oregon has developed. The names of Justin Herbert, one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL right now. And then look at their defense, especially DeForest Buckner, Ark Armstead, Kayvon Thibodeau, Javon Holland. These are very successful NFL players. Kayvon Thibodeau, his first year, really made a splash with the Giants. These are accomplished players and ascending players developed by Oregon's football program. That's something that recruits look at. They all look at when you're 4 and 5 star. What can this program do for me? What can I do for it? But what can this program do for me? Who have they groomed? You see those names: Justin Herbert, DeForest Buckner, Javon Holland. These are successful guys. Maybe if you're a quarterback, if you're Marcus Van Buren, maybe I can become another Justin Herbert. If you're a defensive player, maybe I can become another DeForest Buckner. It's something that recruits look at. And what does it all come down to? You know I had to bring this up. Oregon's uniforms. And it sounds silly. It sounds elementary at the surface. But I promise you, when you bring a player in and he gets to try on that Oregon drip, he gets to see that Kelly green, that fly Kelly green and yellow uniform, or one of those silver ones, the black ones or the white ones, it attracts them. It's tempting. It enables recruits to really put Oregon high on their list. There's been approximately 10,000 different uniform combinations used by Oregon's football program these past several years. There's nothing in professional, let alone collegiate sports, that remotely compares to that. You have them recruits don that uniform and take pictures in them. It leaves a lasting impression. Another example of how Oregon has that first impression nailed down. And they want to wear that on Saturdays and Fridays and Thursdays in the Pac-12's case. You look at facilities, uniforms, staff. What does it all come down to? And yes, I'm going to say it. Nike and Phil Knight's impact on the program, the investments that Phil Knight has made into the program and its facilities, respectively, and its uniforms. That's where the resources, that's where the money comes from, is Phil Knight and Nike's influence on the program. It's all an interconnected system. It's all a well-oiled machine. And that's the root of it. Phil Knight and Nike. That's what has enabled Oregon's football program to ascend in the late 2000s and into the early 2010s and sustain into this decade, the 2020s. It all stems from that initial investment from Phil Knight and a company as successful as Nike. And that's how you can assemble into such a well-oiled machine with phenomenal facilities, $68 million facility. A phenomenal recruiting staff and uniforms that make players want to play for you. Yes, Oregon may be nestled way up in the Pacific Northwest, but they've nailed that first impression, and they compel players, high-caliber players, 4- and 5-star recruits, to play for the Mighty Ducks. That's why Oregon's recruiting is so great. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you and the time that you took out of your day to watch the video, and if you enjoyed it, please be sure to like the video and share it, as well as subscribe to The Era. The more likes and subscribers I get on this channel, the more resources I can attain, and the more resources I can attain, the more value I can provide to you, the viewer. And that is how I show my appreciation for you for the time that you devote to watching my videos. So thank you so much, and have a great day.